This is my WWE Night of Champions 2009 pay-per-view review. This pay-per-view pretty much sum it up quickly before I get into my review of it. This pay-per-view was very disappointing. I was expecting a whole lot more from it. You didn't really get much from it. Like, what I would say with this pay-per-view is nothing more than just a little step up from Victory Road last week. It's not that much better than that. It's probably just, maybe a point higher than that pay-per-view was. And I wasn't expecting an excellent pay-per-view or, a great pay-per-view or, pay-per-view of the year caliber with this. I was expecting a little better from it, and it's kind of, some weak finishers with some of the matches. And some of the matches, one or two of them might have, been given a little too much time. The other ones might not have been given enough time. So before I get on to too much rambling here, let me get into my review of Night of Champions 2009. The opening matchup was Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes of the Legacy versus Chris Jericho and his mystery partner, which I was expecting this to maybe be something good, but guess who the mystery partner turned out to be? It turned out to be the Big Show. Yes, the Big Show is his mystery partner, so this was not a good match to start a pay-per-view with. I thought the one match that probably could have really been a good opener was the six-pack challenge match for the United States Heavyweight Championship. This match right here just was terrible. I just didn't like it that much, and I like, Jericho a lot, and I like Ted DiBiase a lot, and Cody Rhodes is at least, good quality worker. Big Show, I absolutely, hate and do not like him at all, and this match wasn't anything good at all. It was a bad way to start the pay-per-view off with, and like everyone expected, no matter who the mystery partner of Chris Jericho was, obviously they were going to retain the tag team championships. So Chris Jericho and Big Show are now the tag team champions of SmackDown, though. The one thing I'm wondering is Big Show now, is he on the SmackDown brand, or is the way this is going is after they lose the tag team championships, Big Show just stay on Raw and Jericho's on SmackDown? I guess they'll probably, explain something like that at some point or another, but this opener I would give about 1.5 stars. Very poor match to start the show off with. Then the next thing that happened was something great. This really, somewhat picked the pay-per-view up with. CM Punk was backstage, did a promo, grabbed the mic from, forgot who was interviewing him, but he grabbed the mic from him, went out into the crowd and did a very great, 7 to 8 minute promo, saying, all the fans are, looking at Jeff Hardy and, supporting him, and all the parents are at fault for letting them do that, and, very good, heel type, Ring of Honor type promo from CM Punk. I thought he could have maybe went a little further with it, but they are still kind of doing the little teaser thing with it. But this was a good step for it. But then later on in the night, it kind of got ruined, in my opinion. Then the next matchup was Christian versus Tommy Dreamer for the ECW Championship. Now, this wasn't a bad match, but it felt pretty much a subpar match. This was a match you would expect on ECW, on Sci-Fi. This just didn't seem like it was pay-per-view worthy. It was just a match to throw together. Now, I like the outcome of it. Christian did win the ECW Championship by defeating Tommy Dreamer after hitting the kill switch. So at SummerSlam, hopefully we'll get a Christian versus Shelton Benjamin match. Them two could have an excellent match for the ECW Championship, and even though that title doesn't mean anything, them two, a match at SummerSlam, given 15-20 minutes, they could put on an excellent match. In that match, I would give 2 1/4 stars. Like I said, it wasn't a terrible match, but just wasn't pay-per-view worthy. Next matchup was for the United States Heavyweight Championship in the six-pack challenge match. This match, the participants were Jack Swagger versus Carlito versus The Miz versus Primo versus MVP and versus Kofi Kingston. Big Show was replaced in this match by Primo Cologne due to the fact that he was in the Tag Team Championship match earlier on in the evening, winning the Tag Team Championships with Big Show. And he was replaced in this match, like I said. And this was a good match. I think this match kind of got suffered due to the fact, the placement of it. I think this would have been a very good match if this was the opener of a pay-per-view other than placed right here. But it was a good, solid match. Saw some good stuff with Jack Swagger and MVP in here. Primo got in some good stuff. And The Miz actually did some decent stuff in here as well. Okay match. And Kofi goes over, retains the United States Heavyweight Championship. And this match I would give about 2.5 stars. Pretty good match. Then the next matchup was Michelle McCool versus Melina for the Women's Championship. And this is just a typical Divas match. Nothing really special. And Michelle McCool goes over in this match in a 2 1/4 star match. Then the next matchup is the triple threat match for the WWE Championship with John Cena versus Triple H versus Randy Orton. And this was a good triple threat match. The only problem with this was the ending of it, and really the announcers did a piss poor job of even explaining this. You saw very good chemistry with John Cena and Triple H like you always do. And even Orton and Triple H, even though I'm really tired of seeing them two in the ring with each other, they didn't do too bad in the middle of the match. The only problem with the match was the ending of it. What you saw with the ending of it, you saw Legacy come out there, Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes came out there, got involved, and okay, it looked like this match was going to end in disqualification. The match didn't end in disqualification because the announcers, I don't know if they really explained it, but it didn't seem like they did. They didn't explain the rules for a triple threat match. I guess WWE style triple threat matches, they don't have, they're pretty much no disqualification, so you can have, interferences and stuff like that, weapons involved. But I think they did a very bad job of explaining that. And Randy Orton hits a very nice RKO to John Cena to retain the WWE Championship. So at the SummerSlam pay-per-view, you're probably going to see a triple threat rematch, or maybe I'm hoping to see, John Cena and Randy Orton, just because I want to see something different than Triple H being involved in a title match at SummerSlam with Randy Orton being involved. And it was a good triple threat match, but the ending kind of hurt it for me. 3 1/4 stars. It still was a very good match, though. Then the next matchup was for the Divas Championship. This was Mickie James versus Maryse. And just like the other Divas matches, this was better than the other Divas match, but pretty much just a typical Divas match from WWE. Not too much in this match, and the good thing of it was Mickie James going over and winning the Divas Championship. So maybe we'll see Mickie James versus Gail Kim at SummerSlam, or maybe hopefully they do something with Beth Phoenix at SummerSlam, even though WWE's claimed that they don't got anything for her at this moment. This match I would give 2 stars, just an average women's match, nothing too special. Then the next matchup was for the IC Championship, Dolph Ziggler versus Rey Mysterio. And the best thing that came out of this match was the placement of it, that they actually kind of showcased the IC Championship and the ending of the match with Rey Mysterio going over in this match. Thankfully, Dolph Ziggler didn't win the IC Championship here, but I think they'll probably have another match at SummerSlam where Dolph Ziggler will win the IC Championship at that pay-per-view, since obviously WWE is very high on him. And this match just lasted way too long. This should have been a match maybe 10, 12 minutes at best. It might have not been as long as what I think it was, but it just was one of those matches that kept dragging and dragging on. I'll give it 2 1/4 stars. Then the main event you had CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now this was a good match, just like the other title match. Had an ending that really didn't make any sense. And what happened here, everyone obviously knows that Jeff Hardy went over. Jeff Hardy's the new World Heavyweight Champion. Now the only problem with this was they really put CM Punk over at the beginning of the show, where he came out there and cut that very good heel promo in front of the crowd. Then later on the evening, after all that hype and stuff, he loses the title to Jeff Hardy. And Jeff Hardy, I don't know if he signed a contract extension or WWE just did this so he'll stay till SummerSlam and then drop the title to either back to CM Punk at SummerSlam or Undertaker returning, something like that. But this was a good match. I enjoyed it. It was booking that didn't really make any sense, Jeff Hardy going over in this match at all. I was really hoping that CM Punk would have had, a good lengthy title reign and have this title for maybe till October or till Survivor Series, even though most likely I knew WWE was probably going to do something like this since they like changing titles so often. But this was a good match, just like Triple Threat. I would give this 3 1/4 stars. Actually, I would give it 3 1/4 stars. Good match, but booking that didn't really make any sense. And this pay-per-view right here kind of proved what WWE needs to kind of cut down their pay-per-views. And WWE, I know they want to make SummerSlam seem like a big pay-per-view, and I knew they didn't want to go balls to the wall for this pay-per-view and make it an excellent pay-per-view, but still, you could have, supplied a little something better than this. But if you're going to do something like this, just have a throwaway pay-per-view before SummerSlam, it would be better just, scrap this pay-per-view and just, have Night of Champions, because I like the gimmick for Night of Champions. It has to have, good booking behind it for it to actually work. So it'd be better, kind of not cut this pay-per-view, but cut one of the, One Night Stand or a Judgment Day, cut one of those pay-per-views out and cut probably some of the other pay-per-views out, because it's way too many to have 14 pay-per-views, and this just proves that WWE needs to kind of trim down their number of pay-per-views. And overall, I'll give this pay-per-view I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It was just a little bit better than Victory Road since the 2 title matches were good, but the endings and the finishings of it were piss poor. So yeah, that's it for my review of WWE Night of Champions 2009. Peace.